Have you ever used the word based or red-pilled? Well, you might be a terrorist. That's according to the FBI. This document came through a Freedom of Information Act request over from the Oversight Project, which is a project, I believe, of the Heritage Foundation. And they were able to assemble this, and you can see they write, according to the FBI, using the terms based or red-pilled, amongst other terms, might mean that you are racially or ethnically motivated violent extremist. Not good. And it's worse than that. The FBI is also concerned about involuntary celibate violent extremism. FBI says that you might be a violent extremist if you use racially or ethnically motivated terminology. Here's some of the things they're referencing. Mein Kampf from Hitler. If you have that book, apparently that is considered significant literature, you might be a terrorist. James Mason, this book is themed articles penned a long time ago by neo-Nazi Mason. This book called White Power, published in 1966. Here's another one, a 1978 novel describing subversive initiatives and so on. Now, this is also the glossary of terms, unclassified for official use only, the list of the FBI terms that might make you a terrorist. If you say alt-right or you identify as a member of the alt-right, you are probably part of a loosely associated movement of identitarians, white nationalists, and others who reject traditional conservative politics and advocate for the preservation of the white race in Western civilization. Now, these violent extremists, called racially motivated violent extremists, also use this dangerous word called based. RMVEs use the term to refer to someone who has been converted to racist ideology. If you call somebody based, you're saying, welcome to the racist team, or as a way of indicating ideological agreement. If you say the word blood and soil, that means you're talking about racial purity and Nazi language. LARPing, if you use this word, live action role playing, a term which stands for live action role playing, originally meant to describe role playing game, racially motivated violent extremists and their associates, maybe you know them, use the term online to deride individuals accused of not being extreme or in possession of skills or other valued characteristics that they claim to have. LARPing, live action role playing. This is most of Congress, by the way. Most of Congress is just role playing. They just think that they're Congress people and they're acting like they think Congress people should act. But they're not competent leaders or legislators. Are you kidding? They're role playing big time. They don't know what the heck they're doing. Poll. This is politically incorrect. It's a discussion on 4chan and other boards that further racially motivated violent extremist ideology. And if you say this one, red pill, oh no. In the context of the racially motivated violent extremist ideology, taking the red pill or becoming red-pilled indicates the adoption of racist, anti-Semitic, and fascist beliefs. If you think about that word or identify as that word, maybe I took the red pill. I woke up and took the red pill. And for those of you unfamiliar with that phrase, remember in the Matrix, there's two different pills. Neo is stuck in this prison and he wants to wake up. You've got two options. You take the blue pill, you wake up. Nothing ever happened. You take the red pill, you wake up. We show you what this world really is. And so a lot of people have been in a stupor thinking their government cares about them and that they're going to ferry us to safety and well-being and happiness and competency. None of that's true. So people will say that they have taken the red pill. They've woken up. They realize that maybe the government is not really as all affable as they tend to want us to believe. The FBI is also very concerned about involuntary celibates. Yeah, and if you're involuntarily celibate, you also might be a violent extremist, according to the FBI. And just a reminder, this is a federal government agency that is spending their time on this. And this is our law enforcement agency of the United States that's focused on domestic terrorism. So this is where their energy is going. Here is the threat overview, unclassified from the FBI. They say that involuntary celibate extremists are involuntary celibates called incels who seek to commit violence in support of their belief that society unjustly denies them sexual or romantic attention, in which they believe they are entitled. The incel community is primarily an online community composed of individuals, most of whom are men, who blame political or social movements like feminism for empowering others to deny them attention. While most incels do not engage in violence, IVEs, do you see this now? IVEs, domestic violent extremists, and involuntary celibate violent extremists. Have you seen this? IVEs primarily target those they believe are unjustly denying them attention, and they blame normies And they want to target the normies. Past attacks have included federal buildings and even yoga studios. Women were the primary targets. They say indicators of IVE ideology may comprise constitutionally protected conduct, and no single indicator should be the sole basis for determining whether they fall into this category. If they glorify previous IVEs in online posts, if they refer to somebody called Elliot Rodger, in text, video, or audio posts, if they describe a rationale for violence or targeting people, that might exacerbate their incel status. These are key phrases of incels, involuntary celibate extremists. Cel is added as a suffix to the word, like bald cell, or height cell, incels who are short, or escort cell, incels who use prostitution. If you call somebody a Chad, Chad. A Chad is race-specific terminology used to describe the idealized version of a male. Wow. Who is very successful at gaining sexual and romantic attention from women. Incels unsuccessfully compete against Chads. Not many of them over there at the FBI. Very few Chads over there. It's over is another comment. A comment which describes the hopelessness of being an incel. The typical response is, it never began. If you say MGTOW, an acronym for men going their own way, it's an online community that has overlap with the incel community. Red pill and black pill, also very extremist language. Red pill refers to a belief shared by many online communities that society is corrupt. Okay, and a believer is a victim of this corruption. Black pill, which is specific to incels, refers to the belief that this corruption can only be changed through massive societal restructuring, often including violence. A Stacy is an idealized version of a female who's very successful with men, chooses Chads over the incels. And looks matching is a term used to describe the matching of the attractiveness of both romantic partners, which incels see as a solution to the perceived problem, and looks maxing is the process of improving to become more attractive. All of this stuff is what the FBI is focused on. Bunch of special agents sitting around on 4chan forums and elsewhere, creating tables of illegal phrases for involuntary celibates and based patriots who are out there making fun of the LARPers after having taken the red pill. What a ridiculous agency this is.